all types of like different music that you just don't hear at all. And sometimes you'll go search for the stuff and you can't find it. And what it did for me, because I usually work with a lot of hip hop, R&B, mainstream pop type artists. So when they hear that stuff, they're just like, what is it? I don't know, it's like it's music. Like, it feels good. And working on Erection, I was able to actually explore that. When we were coming up with the ideas, I didn't have to worry about it having this certain sound. It was just like the Mike and Bl'EVE sound, whatever that is, because we went through every single decision. It was just like, well, what do you think about this? Sometimes I might get a little bit too musical and like, let's just bring it down some, you know what I mean? And it just has a great vibe at the end of the day. So working with him, it just opened me up just to a universal sound, and I love that about the project.
Can you give us a story of circumstances of when your heart was broken but jaggedly reformed? What process did you go through to heal?
It's funny, we were talking about that today because that was another person. Yeah. That's why I'm looking at that space right now. I understand that space. We were talking about this with another person today, and they were, because we call it kind of a post breakup album. So like when you first break up with someone, there's a miserable part of that, and then there's another part right after that where you're like, kind of like that's the, you're not necessarily a nice person at that point, but you're no longer sad about it, and it almost is something has happened. So this person we're talking today is in the depressed part, but after the depressed part, and I don't think that is a part of this love breakup stuff that people talk about enough, So yeah, sometimes it's funny. We have a song on our first record called "Boring Song," and we recently redid it again with some more, just made it more musical. But when we were doing it, I was having a lot of trouble singing it because Bl'EVE kept saying to me, "Mike, I loved it originally. You got to go back to this place you were when you were," and I wasn't in that place. I really had to force myself back. So it's almost kind of hard for me to think back on that. But I do know that the shard that's still, is here, is a big part of my happiness now. And it's sort of difficult for me to explain, but when the music is playing, in our set that we're doing, I think it kind of expresses it.
So, Bl'EVE, if Mike falls over tomorrow, what will he do?
What would I? Oh man, that's kind of hard, Ever since we met, we've pretty much been side by side ever since, and that was late 2005, and it's 2012 now. So that's like more than just somebody that I work with, great friend. Like when I have personal issues and I'm feeling really down or I'm mad at the whole hip hop, like you go into your little modes. You always have. Well, you don't always have, but I was lucky to have a friend, minus the work, that I could talk to and just be like, this is really pissing me off, and then he'll give me a way to view it that'll make me, get up the next day and just be like, oh, the hell with it. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, because as an artist, you come across these situations that could really bury you, just like bury your whole creative mind. Like you'll just be like, you know what? I just don't want to, because you got to be in a creative space, I feel, to make anything that's really, that translate with people. It just makes you feel a kind of way. And sometimes, when you deal with the business of it all, it sucks that away. So if Mike was gone, man, I don't know. I don't even know what I would do. I'll probably be gone for a while until I kind of came to terms that was even real, So
she's worried I'm going to fall and break something tomorrow.
I doubt that. This is the most vibrant guy I know. Mr. Energy Man.
What do you think is the most beautiful word today?
Oh yeah. I might, it's a word that sometimes I'm interested in words that are overused to try to rescue them. So I would say social.
Okay.
We always put in the word social in front of media, but I think social, it feels really nice to be sitting here with you. It feels really nice to see people drinking, the weather is really good. Yeah, I'd say the most beautiful word is social.
Okay. Believe, if you could only play one song of Erection before the end of the world, let's say it was the end of the world now and you had like only 5 minutes and you had to pick one song of Erection, what would it be?
Just one? Let me think. I really like, I would play Farmer's Daughter. That would be the one that I play personally. And it's just because it just has this like, it's kind of like funky little bounce to it, where I just kind of like see Mike, like if this was a stage, like he'd just be running from one side and then it just brings me a lot of joy. So I have to play Farmer's Daughter, I would say, yeah.
It's funny, at the space we're playing at, they have an exhibit that opens tomorrow, which is 70s porn posters. And it's really, the universe, asking you receive, it's a perfect backdrop. But one of the posters is for a movie called Farmer's Daughter. So, yeah.
What can we expect from you both in the future? Can we expect any more collaborations from both of you?
A lot more. You might not want to give away the title for the next project, but we already started talking about the next project. So, and then after the next project, he has another project already written. So we definitely have 2 more.
Next record's called Fat Man and Skinny Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to finish, if you could give one piece of advice to artists out there, what would it be?
Both or?
Yeah, you say it first.
For me, it's just stay creative and do what you feel like you want to do. So it's just like if it's a trend going on, if you don't feel like following the trend, don't follow it. It doesn't hurt. It's all music. It's all good vibes. It's just creating things and putting it out into the world. Because some people might want to do funk and this is real like abstract, but maybe opera music might be popular, so they're like, oh, I'm gonna sing opera, but your soul is funk. Let the funk out, you know what I mean? That's my whole thing. Just do what you feel like, let it come out, and don't worry about everything else. If it's right, the universe, it'll connect. Yeah.
You gotta have fun. I mean, again, talking about this whole contradiction stuff, like, it's contradictory, right? Because as an artist, you need to do what you feel is right. You also need to please people, not because you're supposed to, but because you want to. You want to do both things. Sometimes they're in conflict. Sometimes they come together. And I think you have to accept both times. Sometimes when they're in conflict, fine. Sometimes when they're... So I think people get confused because then they're like, oh, people are liking me now, what do I do? Or someone is mad at me about it. It's both things happen. It's both again.
Yeah.
But the best thing is have fun. Oh my God, it's so much fun when it's, that's why you're doing it. Otherwise, do something that's not fun and easier,
Thank you. Thank you very much.